And I believe that we are officially live, Kacie.
Are we? Are we officially,
we
huh?
we are. Welcome. I see Sarah and Monica are already in the chat. And this is a really special getting started with Lumio Make, Take, and Teach. And Kacie and I are joining you live, both of us from Texas. So we'd love to know where you're joining from. Hey, Alex, it's great to see you. And we want to know where you're joining from. That's the first thing. And we also want to know what is something that your students are loving, you or your students are loving right now. So it could be a tech tool. It could be, it really could be anything. What is bringing you and your students joy right now? Kacie, what's bringing you joy right now?
Actually, the beautiful weather that we're having in Texas is bringing me a lot of joy. Going to sit out and take a quick break outside is amazing. I was going to say, though, my son, who is a sophomore in high school, and now that they're towards the end, what's bringing him joy is the fact that he got to sleeping in a little bit later than he normally does. He didn't have to go in early today, so he is pretty excited about that. But I'm wondering what the rest of your students are finding joy in. What about you too, Tisha?
So what is bringing me joy right now definitely is being outside. I love being outside. It grounds me. And I'm loving having tea, Kacie, at the end of my day. So I know Kacie's a tea drinker, if you didn't know that. So we love drinking tea, definitely decaffeinated kind, right? Let's see. Sarah's joining from Fort Worth. We know Sarah. We love Sarah.
And she's loving the AI stuff, which I am too. It is amazing what it can do for you. I was having ChatGPT help me plan an outfit for a concert I'm going to this Saturday.
ChatGPT can help with a lot of things. I saw someone using ChatGPT to actually landscape their entire yard with different plants around the trees. It's crazy. Alex, I think he is a middle school teacher, and I think that that the middle school wording right now is so crazy, but he's been using the word Sigma. Yeah, so we're excited for you to join. Make sure that you hit that share link. So those of you that are with us, hit the share link and share this particular link to any of your favorite social media platforms so other people can come back and watch the replay, or they can watch live. We're going to do a quick intro and then we're going to get right into it, because we are going to make this a very short make and take. I am Tisha Poncio. My email there is tishaponcio@smarttech.com. You can find me on any social media platform at Tisha Poncio, and I'm here with my really cool and intelligent, lumified coworker, Kacie.
I did put on the hoodie for today. Yeah, I'm Kacie Germadnik. I'm excited to join you guys today as well. My email is kaciegermadnik@smarttech.com, and you can find me on all the social platforms at Kacie Germadnik as well. Excited to connect with everyone, and glad you guys are here today.
Absolutely. So we want to give you a quick overview of what is Lumio, and just cover that really quickly. And then we're going to share with you what our learning goals are for this quick make and take session. And then we're going to dive deep into it and give you resources and ideas, and let you replay this as many times as you want.
Exactly. So what is Lumio? Lumio is a web-based platform, which is amazing. I love that I can use it anywhere I am, no matter what device I am on. I have built things on the fly on my phone, even to do some fun interactivity with educators and non-educators. Two, I love that I can import and transform. So I know as a teacher that I used a lot of different tools in the classroom, right? You really fill your tool box with all the things to ensure that you're building engaging learning for your students. So I love that I can import and combine pages from different file types. So I can bring my Google content in, I can bring my PDFs in, I can use a lot of the great resources that are within Lumio as well. And I like that I can mix and match, so I'm not tied to one or the other. And then I can engage my students by adding game-based activities, ensuring that they can collaborate on an activity within Lumio as well. And then I can track their progress and see how they are doing. And one of the things I love is the real-time feedback. To me, being able to see how my students are doing, whether they're in small groups or individual, and then being able to go and work with them, be able to kind of quickly look on my computer screen, kind of scan, and then actually go and work with those students that I identify as needing some extra support is great.
I'm going to agree with you, Kacie. Anytime you can give your students real-time feedback, that is when the real power of learning comes into play. So today we're making it very simple for you. We are going to show you how to import a Google or PowerPoint slide as editable. So that is the key there. Kacie's going to show you how to do that. It's going to be really cool. We also want to show you how to add in a ready-made graphic organizer. And then we are going to show you how to bring in some game-based learning to introduce or review new concepts. This is perfect, especially for so many of you who are in the middle of state testing right now. So this is a really, really great way to achieve all of that. And we want you to have these actionable items right after this session. So let's get started, Kacie.
All right, sounds good. So we're actually going to go straight into the teacher side because I want this as an opportunity for you to build something that you might use with students or with if you're working with teachers as well, that you can use it with them in trainings. So I'm going to actually show you guys what to do first, and then I'm going to leave my session. So you're going to go to Lumio, golumio.com. Tisha will add this to the chat for you to make it easy. And then you're going to sign into Lumio with either your Google or Microsoft account, whichever you use traditionally at your schools. So while you are getting signed into Lumio, I'm going to end this lesson so I can get to my teacher screen just like you guys. So once you sign in with either your Microsoft or Google account, you're going to land in what's called My Library. And that's just the place where all of your content is housed. So I kind of think about this as, my filing cabinet. Back in the day when I used more paper than as many digital things as I use now, that this would be my filing cabinet with all of my templates, all of my lessons that I want to use with my students year to year. So I'll let everyone get connected to signed into their Lumio accounts. And Tisha, we are not going to cover all the things on our dashboard today. No?
We are not covering all the things on the dashboard. So I want you to know that if you are new to Lumio, today, right now in this moment, all you're going to focus on is the new button, right, Kacie?
That's right. We're just going to focus on new today. There's lots of great things to explore and learn about. So I encourage you to be a button pusher. And we call it putting your kindergarten hat on because they're not afraid to push any button that they see. So we don't want to be afraid either. But we're going to focus on the new button today. So when I click on the new button, it's going to pop open a window. And this window has a variety of things that we can explore and use. But we're, again, going to zoom in on just 3 key parts of this new area. The number one part that I want to focus on is your import resource. Because you guys have so many great resources that you've collected or created or found over the years. And so we want you to be able to see how you can bring those into Lumio. So when I click import resource, you're going to notice that I have lots of different ways I can bring in my resources. One of the things I want you to note is it can be really tempting to just hit import from my computer or import from Google Drive at the top. If we import from Google Drive or something from our computer using these 2 top buttons, what's going to happen is when those items come in, they're going to be flattened. So they'll come in almost like a picture, which is fine. It'll maintain the look and feel of your file. However, if you need to make an adjustment or change, you won't be able to make those edits. And then also one of the things we want to ensure is that your students that need it have access to Immersive Reader. An Immersive Reader has a hard time reading pictures, so we want to give it something to read. So we want to slide all the way down to the import editable files down here. So I am a Google user, so I'm going to pull something in from my Google Drive, but you could also pull in a PDF or PowerPoint from that's saved to your computer as well. So I'm going to do Google Drive.
Kacie, I think this is really actually a fantastic thing to point out again. So you're telling me when I sign in to go to the very bottom, and then I can edit anything that I am uploading, right, from Google Drive. Okay.
Exactly. And something really important too, if you are, and not just for our primary teachers, but a lot of our primary teachers found creative ways to use Google Slides for like drag and drop activities and interactive calendars and things like that. What's really great is when you bring it in as an editable file, all of those objects that are movable are still movable inside of Lumio. But Lumio was built to be that type of activity for our students versus Google Drive was not. It was meant for a presentation, to use for presentations. Teachers are just creative and we figure out how to make tools work for us. But Lumio was meant to do this. So it's set up to be even easier for your students.
That's amazing. Okay, I think we're ready.
All right, so I'm navigating to my Google Drive. You have all of your folders, even shared drives that you might have shared with me, things like that. I actually love EduProtocols. That was something I used in my classroom a lot. I think that there's so many great resources. There's tons of great resources on what EduProtocols are and great books tied to that. So I really encourage you guys to explore those if you haven't in the past. So I have a couple of EduProtocols that I've created. So I'm going to go into my folder. I think I'm thinking Sketch and Tell. What do you think?
I think that one sounds good.
All right, so I'm going to do a Sketch and Tell. So I'm going to select the one I want, and I'm going to choose Select. And if I had multiple pages to this Google slideshow, I would be able to choose which page I wanted or which pages I wanted. In this case, there's only one here, so I'm just going to add that one. But if you were importing a Google slide that had 10 slides or 15 slides, you could bring all of them in, or you could select and choose just a few that you want to add.
Sketch and Tell sounds like I'm going to sketch something out and tell on someone in my class, right? So like if Alex Isaacs and I were in class together, I would sketch and tell all the things he wasn't supposed to be doing.
I mean, I'm certain you could do that. That would be fun too. Note that some of your things may come off just a little off kilter. This is in beta, so you may have to move a couple of things, which is not a problem, but notice that I can move this. This is an object, so I can make it work for me in any way that I want. I can edit it. I can make changes to it, which is really nice. So right over here, I'm going to double click in here and I'm going to change the orientation. And then here I can actually type what I want them to do. Choose one word from today's vocabulary to sketch and tell. And I'm just going to extend that so it fits on my page just how I want it. So that's pretty easy, right? Not a lot to that, which is great. And now though, there's some extra magic that I can put in place. So the extra magic is actually under our magic wand over here. So with our magic wand, when I click that, I have the ability to convert any page, whether it's something I import or something that Lumio has, into 3 different types of activities. So I can convert it into an individual handout where each student has their own copy. I can convert it to a group workspace where students can work in small teams. Or I can convert it to a whole class whiteboard where the whole class is all in the same space together, brainstorming, sharing. Great for gallery walks, great for chalkboard chats, so many great uses. For this particular activity, Sketch and Tell, I want my students to do this on their own because I want to see how they're thinking about their new vocabulary word and whether they're really making sense of the word that they've chosen. So I'm going to convert this to an individual handout.
Okay, so Kacie, I have a question immediately. And this is going to be for really anybody who's watching the replay. I see lots of great people in the chat. Shout out to Kyle from Quizzes. It's great to see you. But anybody who doesn't understand the value of that individual student handout piece, what, in your opinion, is the benefit and value for teachers to be able to use that?
Okay, a variety of things. One is that I can click that button and I have all of my copies, no standing at the copy machine and waiting my turn in line.
Absolutely.
Which is one of the great things. One of the things I like too is that when you can convert a page on the fly. So right now I'm doing it in editing mode, but I could convert that page after I give the students directions. So they wouldn't have access to any of the tools to start working until I was done with directions, which I think is great. But I think one of the big things is being able to see students work in real time and be able to give them real-time feedback. So I can pop into each student's handout. I can see how they're doing. I can give them feedback. I can give them a quick sticker to say good job. I can, if I wanted to give them, I'm watching you because they haven't started yet. I have some different tools that I can use to be a part, have that two-way interaction with my students, which is amazing.
So I was going to say that the individual student handout I love because and I always think of this truly as neurodivergent learning, right? If you're not familiar, Smart and Lumio have partnered with the University of Melbourne to do research with neurodivergent learners in real classrooms with real students. And what I love about it is it gives each student that safe space to be able to learn. And like you said, Kacie, it's that feedback, right? So if I don't want feedback in front of the whole class, you're going to give me feedback right there on that individual handout. Can we have a text conversation if we wanted on that handout?
Yeah, so the students and you and the teacher can both be typing, they can be writing, they can be drawing and connecting in that way, back and forth.
Amazing. Okay, so we're doing the student individual handout and we used our magic wand, so it's all set, correct?
Yes. So I would say one other thing that I like is I can lock all this in place so that my students can't make any changes to it. This part is closed. And then, yes, now I can come in here and convert to that individual handout. Everyone has their own copy.
Amazing.
All right, so it's great to start with content that you already have, and that's a quick and easy thing to do. I know I have a plethora of different types of graphic organizers that I've collected over time that I could pull in easily and use with my students. But Lumio wants to give you some options as well. So when I'm in editing mode right now, I can tell because I have that finish editing in that top left corner. So I'm going to click on this blue button down here and layer in one of our ready-made resources. So we have a ton of great resources that you can pull in quickly and easily. I'm going to focus on the graphic organizer section. So again, lots of things to explore here and find one that makes sense for the work that you're doing. Today, I'm going to bring in a Frere model, always one of my favorites, and add that. What's great about this is that it is customizable. So if I'm a math teacher and I want to change these words, I can just simply click on it, click unlock, and then I have the freedom to change that or completely delete it altogether so that I'm giving my students a frame and they're really creating what is happening in each of these 4 sections. So I love that I have the freedom to use this in different ways with my students. Now, what is your favorite part at the top over here, Tisha?
So I will tell you that, well, I really like stickers. That's the first thing that I know that doesn't surprise you at all. And
now, there's much more behind here than
there's
stickers.
So much more behind the stickers. But what I will say, on some of our Lumio team meetings, we do use the stickers and we love to brainstorm ideas. So we actively do this internally. We're not just telling you that it works externally with your students, but we will use the stickers to like upvote certain ideas and things. So I love the stickers, but when you go back to that button, Kacie,
I wanted to show them that infinite cloner. If you want to be able to have that upvoting piece, you just use that infinite cloner and you'll have as many of those stickers as you want. So back to the stickers.
That is a fun thing to do. If you want to get really fun, do the infinite cloner. And then when you click that button, so my favorite thing truly is the audio piece. You see the little microphone at the bottom because if you know me, Kacie knows this. I will send voice to text messages, or I will send audio messages, sometimes very lengthy ones, unfortunately for the person on the other side. But I think the audio is such a great accessibility tool for students. And I think the ability to be able to do this is incredible. Kacie, what are your thoughts on that part?
Yeah, I think the audio is a huge thing. You can, what's great is you can add free floating audio anywhere on your page, but you can also attach audio to any object, text, picture, anything as well. You have that attach audio option here. And I think more importantly, our students can record their audio of themselves. So for example, if I wanted them to give them the freedom to add an audio tell rather than typing their response, I could write a little message for that, and then they could add their audio here too, which is, I think, really great.
That's amazing. Kacie, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We are at 20 minutes. We still have some things we want to show. So those of you that are with us, you can hang with us a little bit longer. If you have to hop on, that's okay. You can watch the replay. What else do we have for them, Kacie?
We had one other thing we were going to share today, and then we had a couple of other extras that we want to just tell you guys about. But the other thing we want to talk about is layering in that game-based activity. So I'm going to click that plus button again. Right over here under templates, we have game-based activities. There are 12 different templates that you can choose from and create games that will work for your students. Great time. It's testing time, right? Fun way to review things. I love it for a low stakes pre-test as well. We'll go ahead and grab a match 'em up, I think. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great plan.
Okay, so match 'em up can be used in a lot of different ways. I'm going to use it as if I was doing vocabulary practice today, and I'm going to keep it simple and say word one. Then when you tab over, then that would be your match, right? So word one, definition one. And then I would do the same thing and just keep going. I'm going to do one more as an example, just so we have at least 3. You can have up to 10. All right. So one of the other things you'll note in any of our gaming templates, there'll be some extra options and prompts over here. So in this case, I can choose to have students find out instantly whether they have a correct match, or it can wait until the end. So they have to find their responses first. So I kind of vary that depending on the grade I'm teaching, the purpose of that particular activity. In this case, I'm going to keep it to instant and then hit next. The other thing that's great is you have a variety of backgrounds that you can choose from. So if you want to be a mad scientist or be in a rock concert, you can do that. If you want a more simple background, you can choose blue. And then if you're someone who loves to get creative, you can actually make your own custom backgrounds, which is really fun and pretty easy as well. Very simple steps to get your own personalized background. I'm going to grab the dragon and hit finish. And so now my students, if they were playing this game, they would come in, and if they get a match correct or incorrect, did I do that wrong? There we go.
It's funny. I was on a call with Monica earlier this week, and she had a game for us, and I did horrible. I do not know as much about weathering or erosion as I thought I did.
And then the knight saves himself if you get it right. So that's lots of fun. The kids have a great time. So those were sort of the 3 things I wanted to highlight, but I wanted to show you, if you're still here and able to join us, I want to show you something neat about those games as well. So I'm going to pop back over into my earlier file. Let me minimize that and go over to this page here. So that game Match 'em Up that I just showed you, if your students play it, you have some data, which is really nice. You have a class dashboard. So if you want to review any misunderstandings with your students in real time as a class, you can do that. When you're not showing this to your students, you can even dig down to individual student progress and see how each student did. And then even better, you can export those results. So you have a spreadsheet with all of that data as well. So I love that I have that option. And then now it's your turn. So we want to see what you guys do with your graphic organizers, with the content you're pulling in from your Google Drives and your computers. How are you using that editable feature with your Lumio lesson? So hopefully you'll try importing or using some of the ready-made content and creating a game. And we'd love to see what you're putting together. Share a picture or a link to your lesson to @Lumio Social so we can see you guys in action. Sharing is caring. I love learning from others, right?
Please share out on social, whichever social platform you're on, use @Lumio Social and hashtag Go Lumio, and make sure you tag Kacie and I. Our social medias are just the @ symbol with our first and last name, which you can see right there. We would love to see what you're creating and be able to learn with you as well.
Absolutely. We're going to leave you some resources so that you're not lost. You have all the things that you need to get started. So Tisha will drop that into the chat. While she's doing that, I wanted to share two quick things. One is I always encourage, if you are loving Lumio and enjoying using it with your students, to become part of our ambassador community. It's a great place to learn about new features that are coming live ahead of everyone else. You get to also influence how Lumio grows and what features come to it in the future, which is really exciting. Plus, we have an amazing community of educators that I know Tisha and I love working with and learning from day in and day out.
Absolutely. You were talking about some of the people who are so creative. They've been on this call. You've seen them. They're in the chat. You know, some of them may be watching the replay. If you are an ambassador, find one educator friend that you think would benefit from being in a community and share this image out so you can take a screenshot of this. There's a QR code right there for you to go right to the application. And we also have a Facebook group for our ambassadors. Kacie, should I share that link as well?
Yeah, so our Lumio Educators Facebook group's open to anyone, even if you are not ready to become an ambassador yet. You'll find out about new features once they're released in our Facebook group, but there's tons of educators sharing ideas in there, sharing tips, answering questions. So it is a great place to be as well.
Absolutely. Multiple ways to connect with the community, and we want to continue to grow that community. So be sure you're joining, be watching for more things. Kacie and I are partnering up, and we really want to continue to empower all of you. And the last thing we want to share with you, and this is really for everybody, so also share this, take a screen grab of this and post it out on social, share it with your friends. Lumio Palooza, Kacie, is coming up. How do you feel about Lumio? I knew you were going to say that.
One of my favorite things, and speaking of ambassadors, the reason I love Lumio Palooza so much is it's because all of the sessions are from our amazing community members. So it's teachers talking about best practices, utilizing this tool in their classrooms, or with the teachers that they work with if they're curriculum specialists or instructional technologists as well. So it's just one of my favorite times of year. It's a 2-day fun event. And I know, Tisha, you have some fun things planned and that you're working on some fun ideas to make.
We are creating some great ideas. We are putting these sessions into categories. So you know the sessions that are going to make sense for you. We already have some people signed up. Shout out Monica. She's put in a session. If you are interested in presenting at the session, you can reach out to me or Kacie. We can have a chat about that. But we want you to at least put in your calendar July 15th and 16th, and we'll get the registration link out to you. And you do not want to miss it. Kacie, it's going to be exciting. We have some really great presenters this year.
I'm very excited, very excited. And it's worldwide. We have presenters from all across the globe.
Yes, we are bringing our global communities together. Kacie, we did not hit our 20-minute mark.
We did not. We're chatters. We're very chatty.
We like to chat with our attendees, and we like to give you extra information. Like Kacie said, if you have any questions, reach out. Be sure to follow @Lumio Social on any social media platform. You can also look for @smart_tech or smart technologies. We would love for you to subscribe to all of those socials, as well as right now go subscribe to the Lumio YouTube channel and save the day. Special shout out to Michelle Conway, who's joined us. We love Michelle. She's fabulous. It's so good to see your face on here, or your name. Kacie, any last words you have for everyone?
You know, just enjoy this spring weather that's coming and try and stave off all of the challenges that the spring comes with students wanting to sign out.
Absolutely. We're here for you. We love to connect with you, and be sure you have taken a screen grab of that. Share that out with your friends, and we will see you very soon. Thanks, Kacie.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.